My name is Ty Ellis. This is for Peace Studies, and we're just going to jump right into it. So, number one is to identify a personal, professional, or academic goal, and mine is to become a pharmaceutical sales rep by the year 2020. Um, I'm majoring in business, so that's something I really want to do. I work at GNC right now, and it's something I enjoy talking to people, interacting with people, and selling things to people. So it's something I think I can be really good at for my skill set and my personality. So that's the goal, 2020. I want to jump right into it. Part two is identify ways that this course can help me achieve that goal of becoming a pharmaceutical sales rep. And number one is just being more open-minded. This course has made me just more open-minded, more thoughtful, I guess you could say. You learn about things in the past that have happened that are awful, things that happen now that are awful. And that relates to being a pharmaceutical sales rep because all the personalities you deal with and the different type of people, you have to be open-minded. You can't be closed-minded in 2017. There's no way you're going to be successful. It's not going to happen. And a second part to that would be the paperclip, the paperclip documentary. I really liked the documentaries that we watched in this course. They were probably my favorite part of it. Really interesting stuff. The Freedom Riders one, the paperclip one, I think it was Sir Yes Sir. They were really interesting, and it was something I haven't had in a class before, where I get to go watch a documentary and pretty much just give my thoughts on it. It's the whole assignment, which I really enjoy doing. Kind of open, like I said, open-mindedness. And but the Paperclips documentary relates to pharmaceutical sales because the class and the teachers, they had to work as a unit, work as a team to achieve a common goal. That's all about. That's what business is all about. Working as a unit, a team to achieve a sales goal or whatever the goal the firm sets. Part three is highlighting a peacemaker that we didn't discuss during the course. And I was really stuck on this part. I was like, who did we not talk about? I'm sure, obviously there's more people, but I was like, who's a relevant name that we didn't discuss? We discussed or most of the big players, I thought, but then I thought of one. I was like, we didn't discuss this guy. So this is, I think, a really good one that I thought of is Muhammad Ali. So obviously Muhammad Ali, considered the greatest boxer of all time, U.S. gold medalist, or Olympic gold medalist from the United States, a multiple time heavyweight boxing champion. That's what he's known for is boxing. But people forget what kind of social work and social activism this guy's done or did during his life. His mission was to simply promote peace in the United States at a time when we were at war in Vietnam. Muhammad Ali's goal was, or his mission was, to simply promote peace and promote racial equality because we were in the thick of the civil rights movement. So he wanted peace in the U.S., he didn't want to be at war, and he wanted racial equality. That was Muhammad Ali's mission. His influence is interesting because when he got thrown in jail for refusing to go fight in Vietnam when he was drafted, that was obviously you can't do that when the draft is up because he didn't believe in that. Muhammad Ali did not believe in we should be in the war, and it was against his religious beliefs. So he did not go fight in Vietnam. He rather would take the jail sentence. There was an uptick after the heavyweight champion of the world did that, and people refusing to go as well in the draft. A lot of people started just taking the jail time and kind of a way of a peaceful protest in a way. Show that we don't believe in this war, we don't want to be in this war, so we're not going to go fight in that war, simply. And another one of his influences was when he got out, he had a 5-year sentence, but the Supreme Court, I think it was 5 years. It was, let's just say it was 5 years, but he got out in 2 to 3 years, and because of the Supreme Court, and he went around the country to a ton of different colleges speaking about racial inequality. Still, right after the civil rights movement, I think in like the early 70s. So he went around speaking about the civil rights movement at that time and talking about how there's still racial inequality in the country and how African Americans need to peaceful protests, essentially. The main peace movement he was a part of was obviously the civil rights movement. That's obviously the biggest one he was a part of, and the goal of the civil rights movement was to obviously have equality for people of color and white people. That was the goal. People wanted equal rights. Who did the peace movement serve? Well, in a way, everyone, essentially people of color, but really everyone. Nowadays, we look back on it, we're like, that's disgusting, that's horrible. Uh, but really, the people of color is who the civil rights movement serves. And the next part was, where was it located? All across the United States. Really, the South, obviously. The South was the main player, Birmingham, and the southern states is where it was located, really. But all across the United States, they were fighting for rights. When did the civil rights movement go down? 1950, 1954 to 1968 is when it happened. And the way that they protested was obviously like the Freedom Riders, the Freedom Riders documentary. That was obviously a form of protest. The bus rides, the sit-ins at the restaurants, all sorts of stuff. The peaceful walks, a ton of different stuff is a form of, and it was all peaceful protest. It wasn't violence, and of course you have your outliers, but it was 99% peaceful protests is the way that they operated and the way that the civil rights movement happened. Peaceful protests, speeches. I think there was one more I listed, and the people like Muhammad Ali willing to be thrown in jail. So that's my video project. Thank you for the course. I appreciated the time. Thank you.